Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to another episode by the Pokemonster. So right when I was about to record, someone texted me that they were interested in a couple of Celebrations Pokemon cards. After finishing up that deal, now we have to package it to take it with us to the postal office later today. That is also something for later today, because first now let's record a video. And the video's topic of today is this binder. 1 or 2 weeks ago, you saw me discuss and literally take out all the cards that were in this binder. It concerned a 151 master set that I was attempting to complete. After 2 years, I decided I don't want to collect sets anymore. I rather have 10 of the same card instead of that I have to collect cards that I don't like only to complete a set. What happened? I took out all the 151 cards and I had a new purpose for this binder. I want to fill this binder up with Japanese Pokemon card art rares. So I gathered all the Pokemon card Japanese art rares that I already collected and I made a plan how to structure it into this binder. I did that all off camera, and today's video we will look at the result of the progress so far. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. So as you can see on the first page we have Wimpod, Houndour and Mesprit. I can't remember from the top of my head of which set Wimpod is, but I really do like this artwork. It looks like they're wandering around in a kind of basement or in the cargo area of a large ship, a wooden ship. The Houndour is from Ruler of the Black Flame, which is the counterpart of Obsidian Flames. And in English this card was quite expensive. It got up to 22 bucks. In Japanese I purchased some of them for €1, sometimes €2. The lowest that I paid for it was 80 cents. And I sold a couple of the Houndours as well for €2 to €3. I also had a lot of Houndooms already, but when the Shrouded Fable was really hyped, at that point the cards from Night Wanderer, specifically the illustration rares, also went up in price like crazy. The Persian and the Houndoom mainly. During that time I had purchased the Houndooms for €4, €5, €6. They went up to €14. I decided to sell them. Now they came back to €6 a piece and I decided to buy 10 back. We have the Mesprit. I purchased those for $8 a piece. I thought it was a really cool card from Surging Spark, so Super Electric Breaker. I purchased 10 of them. I was able to sell half. Now I'm sitting with some in my inventory, but I needed at least 3 for my own collection. The price went down, so it's not always a win situation. So despite the fact that I have dismantled my Korean 151 set a while ago, and now I dismantled my 151 English, I really wanted to keep some 151, so I decided to collect all the Japanese illustration or art rares. There are 18 in total, and I really learned my first lesson of buying and selling the hard way. When this was released, and even during the reprint, these cards were so cheap. Between 50 cents and €3 I picked them up, with some exceptions. And I sold like 50 complete sets of these 18 cards for €70 a piece, obviously. And now I don't even have 3 full sets anymore, and the cards became really a lot more expensive. So every time I can find some, I put them in the binder. I'm sometimes selling the Mr. Mime and the Ammonite. I have a lot of these. I have one too many Bulbasaurs as well at the moment. I wanted only 3 times, I have 4. So we missed the Charmander here. And then we missed 2 more cards. Now I have been thinking for days basically, and I can remember one of them is the Pikachu. But I can't remember the other art rare. I think I have them all. We have the Machoke, we have the Poliwhirl Dragonair. Mr. Mime, Tangela and Ammonite were a bit cheaper alongside the Caterpie. Then we have the Nidoking and the 3 starters, and then one of these is the Pikachu. Don't forget Psyduck. So let me know in the comments which one I'm missing, guys, and let's move on to the next one. So yeah, here and there I'm picking some up. I can use those, the Mr. Mime and the Ammonite, in my binder as well. I chose to put them up for sale. Yeah, a complete set of 151 art rare in Japanese. I think it's a staple if you collect art rares from the Scarlet to Violet era. So then we move on to the next page where I collected 3 of each art rare so far. Here we have the Cincino and the Mincino. I think I'm gonna collect only one more Mincino. Then we have the Tatsugiris that I want to expand to an entire page. So I want to get 9 of those in total. Obviously we need one more Magby. It is a shame they never came up with the Illikit art rare. It would be nice to have the Magby, Magmar, Magmortar line. And then the Illikit, Electabuzz, Electivire line. But that's just my opinion. I'm really a fan of Magmar and Electabuzz. And I'm trying to pick up some EX cards of the Magmar and the Electabuzz, but they are pretty expensive, and the ones that I can find are a little bit overpriced compared to what they usually go for. But that's a story for another time. Let's continue. I think really I had 10 Wailords. And I thought by myself, after selling for, in my opinion, 3 pieces, I thought now I should stop selling so that I have around a page left of them. It turns out that I already sold 9, because I'm sure I had 10. Then we moved to my favorite art rare of a starter Pokemon, which is the Sprigatito. I don't really like the Fuecoco and the Quaxly. This one is a bit more abstract. The other one are a bit more modern. The Quaxly is looking in the mirror and the Fuecoco is in the shopping mall, I believe, or the grocery store. Then we have one more that is really nice together with the Wimpod, for example. I'm really a fan of old Pokemon, so the Wimpod is a really old animal in real life, and this is also a really old fish in real life. And then we have the Steelixes, which I initially wanted to collect a page of, and I might still do that. Remember, this is still a work in progress, but in the meantime, alongside the Houndooms, I have also ordered one more Steelix. So let's move over to the next page. Here we have the Furrets from Battle Partners / Journey Together. I collected 15 or 18 of those, and then I sold 5, and then I purchased 5 back, and in the end I started selling more and more, and even when I had 9 again, after only having 3 left, I purchased 6 more. I had 9. Someone came to me, do you have 5 for me? Yes, of course. If you want, you can get them. But now for the last time I purchased 4 more Furrets. They are currently on their way to me. And I will put one in the binder, and that will be the last 3 that I am going to sell. That's the plan now. And I'm glad I have one page full of them. Then we have the Infernapes. I purchased and sold a lot for $6 to $8. They are now $5. It's really a shame. It's a really cool card. In terms of stage 2 starter Pokemon, this is one of my favorite art rares until the Blaziken. I think the Blaziken is really cool as well, Team Rocket. What is it? Heatwave Arena or Team Rocket? But it will be in the Destined Rivals, I believe. And this one is from Mask of Change or Twilight Masquerade. It's really a great card. I still have to collect more of those, obviously, and it's not that hard to find. Let's say it's $5 a piece, it's €25 and you have the full page complete. So here are the Hisuian Growlithes. I was planning to fill up this one with the parents, the counterpart of this card, but that will be really expensive, so I might go for a second page of Growlithes. I think it's a really cool card, a really nice artwork. And the fact that it is a bottom part basically, or the top part, depending from which side you see it. And then we go to the next page where we have some leftovers of the Persians. Now I think I have a couple of more, but I couldn't find them when I was structuring this binder. If I don't have more, I will now have to pay the price for selling most of it, because I had at least 30 pieces of it. Then we have the Articunos. I started buying them for €11 a piece. Then it went down to 10, 9, 8. I purchased now a couple more for €8 a piece. They're on their way as well. And I can't wait for those to put them in the binder. Really excited for that. So then I think, we encounter a couple of empty pages. And these are all pages that I want to fill up with one species or one card per page. So 9 of each. I think here we are, and then we get to the page with the Skarmories, and now we get the Pokemon cards that I want to get at least 2 pages of. When Paradise Dragona was released, I think alongside the Super Electric Breaker, not sure. So I really fell in love with this artwork. The Pokemon is so detailed, and then a really nice cloudy background with the sky. I have now watched Pokemon Horizon until episode 33, and in the first part I remember, it has been a while already, but I remember seeing Skarmory a lot in the start of Horizons as a part of the bad guys team. I started purchasing it at 11 bucks again. Then it became 8, 6, and this one has dropped a lot for. So I don't have purchased all these for 11, but I have purchased Assault a lot along the way down. And now there are 3 more on the way to fill up the page for 4 bucks a piece. Then we have the Tyranitar's. Immediately when this artwork was released, I was sold. I was so fan of this artwork immediately, you can't believe it. I was talking about this card all the time. I saw the price was only 3, 4, 5 euros. I purchased 40 of it, I think. Then I started to put them in binders. And then I realized, okay, this is what I want to collect. 2 full pages, so 18. And then I started selling off some more. Here are the extra cards that I talked about earlier. I have some more Tyranitars. And I think it's now 8 up to 10 bucks. So that's a nice price rise for what I paid. I paid for most 3 euros. Great card, great artwork. Also, I think a staple if you're an artwork collector. Should have at least 1, 2, 3 of these Tyranitar's. Popular Pokemon, nice artwork. And now we will move to, I think, one of the best artworks as well. Yeah, here we have the Raichus. I purchased them at 20 a time and I think 60 in total as well for 4 euros a piece. I really thought this was a great artwork. I think it's from the same set as the Tyranitar too, so that set that was really great. I don't know, Snow Hazard or Clay Burst, or maybe I'm wrong. So anyways, I think that is why Paldea Evolved is really a nice set, because all these cards are in there. But this card also, like I said, 4 euros, and they are now 8 up to 10, and they were 12. And I still have to buy 2 more to complete the second page. It is tough, and I must say, there is rumors. I heard from a friend that owns a local game store, and also online people started talking about it, that PSA is coming to Germany, and I'm from the Netherlands. And to send cards to America directly, that's really a speed bump in the process for me. That is one of the reasons why I never shipped cards to PSA myself, because I don't like sending it international, intercontinental. I send a lot of cards through entirety of Europe, but never across the sea. I'm really scared something might go wrong and then my cards are just lost. And if you go grading, you will send some more expensive cards. So there will be a submission center in Germany stationed from the year to 2025. So I am putting aside a little bit of money, and I'm going to search through these binders for potential PSA 10 candidates. I have graded 4 cards before. That was with the help of a middleman, and he took in all orders from different people and then sent it at once to PSA in America. Now I can ship it to Germany myself, and then from there on they will take care of it. It's much more convenient and it's cheaper. So it's a win-win situation. I can't wait for that. I just wanted to mention that during this video. Let's move to the next page. So this one is from Wild Force. No? Cyber Judge? Wild Force? I think one of the two. I think it's the English Temporal Forces. And this card also, when it released, I fell in love immediately. It was not only due to the hype, because this card was hyped up so much. There is a Gengar, multiple Gastlys, multiple Gengars now. Meowth is in there. We have my favorite Pokemon, one of my favorite Pokemon, Haunter. Yeah, it has every component to become a great card. And the Japanese one was only 5 euros, 6 euros, 7 euros. So then I purchased a ton of them, also 40 copies. So I spent like 200 to 200, 300, 400 euro at the time at all these art rares, and buy 40 or 50 or 60 at the time. It was a little bit of an investment, but luckily for me, they all went up basically double in price. So I sold, I still have a couple of them left here. I sold more, and yes, this is what I have left from my own collection. I'm not gonna sell. Gorgeous card, great artwork. Some cards are PSA 9, some are PSA 8. There might be a couple PSA 10s in here. That's the nice part of a binder. Every card purchased raw near mint. The ones that were really damaged I already sorted out and put online for a bit cheaper price. I can also still exchange some with these, or if I take out some for PSA grading and then put those back in the binder. We'll see. I'm really excited for that moment for PSA to arrive. And then we move to the last page, or almost semi-last page, where we have one of my favorite art rares. In fact, basically all these art rares are my favorites, otherwise I wouldn't have collected them. But these are some, this is really my favorite art rare until now. So before Raging Surf and Paradox Rift and all that was released, they saw the leaks on PokeBeach and other websites of this Groudon. Just like the other cards, I might sound very repetitive, but this time really I fell in love with the card. I started making content around the card. I used it in a fictional story, and that was all before release. So when it was released, I really had to put the money where my mouth was, and I was buying it like crazy. At one point I had 100 Japanese art rares of this Groudon. I didn't have one Groudon in English, but I was planning on purchasing them, and they were about 20, 30, 40 bucks only. Where I should pay now 100 to 120 or maybe 80, I have not checked the market on it. But also that one doubled in price. Yeah, I was collecting during that time a lot of Japanese, so I didn't pick up the English ones. And there could be a lot of potential PSA 10s in here, specifically if you see we have another page. So and then we have ones that I deemed excellent and not worthy for in the binder. Some might still get a 7 or maybe even perhaps an 8, but anyways guys, before we end this video, I found these Pikachus here. So let's put these in the binder to get full circle from the start to the end now. It's number 173. The Caterpie is 172. So let's put the Pikachu up here. Just like that. So I really need to know which card this is. I will look it up after the episode, but if you know, let me know in the comments. Here is supposed to be the Charmander. I had 50, 60 Charmanders. I sold them all way too cheap in comparison to what the peak was. But it's also nice they dropped a little bit in price, and now I can buy it back for a little bit cheaper than on the peak too. And there we go with the other Pikachu on the next set. So yes, thanks everybody so much for watching. I'm going to package the Order of the Celebrations Pokemon cards. And I will keep you up to date about the binder. When I have collected enough new cards to put in the binder, I will make a new binder episode. And I make a new episode every Wednesday. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video. And I've started a short series again. I will do 2 shorts or 3 shorts a week, and I will build it up slowly to every day 1 short. Every day 1 short, every week 1 full episode. And let me know what you are picking up currently. So thanks everybody for watching, have a great day, see you all on the next one.